We're off of mute now.
Yeah, they're on.
We're on?
We're on!
Hey, welcome back to Call It in the Ring on that hashtag show. I'm Kevin Kittredge, once again joined by Mr. Johnny Parker.
How's it going? Ding, ding!
The bell is rung. Check it out. You did the Fastlane post show.
Yes, I did.
I'm definitely going to want to hit that. I want to talk about that a little bit, just because I really like the show.
We've got to. There were some good moments from there. Granted, there's some stumbles and whatnot, but overall, it was a good, fun show. And we got to talk about it a little bit, because there's like AJ Styles, John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, all in the same match. I mean, come on. You had to be excited about that. Almost forgot Dolph Ziggler. Yeah.
I love Dolph Ziggler.
I love Dolph Ziggler, but I don't know what he's doing right now. It just confuses me.
Before we continue here, we just want to point out that we have a TeePublic show on a TeePublic store for that hashtag show, where you get wonderful T-shirts, not like the one I have here. This I got from Hot Topic, but it's Pro Wrestling Tees. This is Joey Ryan.
Oh, nice. Good pickup.
Joe would be really mad at me right now if he heard me pimping out other T-shirt companies. TeePublic, that hashtag show. And speaking of that hashtag show in general, about 9:15, we're going to be encourage you to check out the Overwatch League on our Twitch channel. Hashtag show Twitch channel.
Go check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
People seem to like that Overwatch. I don't know. I'm going to play Old Man Kittredge here. I don't know how you guys like watching people play video games, but it's like a thing for sure.
I mean, true, but I mean, at the same time, we can't question why they like watching people talk about wrestling.
Well, I don't understand why that would be a question. Wrestling is very exciting.
There it is. It's even more fun to watch people talk about it.
Exactly. We're thrilling gentlemen. So Fastlane, I liked a lot. I liked the main event. I liked the Bludgeon Brothers going nuts on everybody.
That was kind of insane. Like, I got to give credit. Like, when they came out, granted, I called it early on. I'm like, this match isn't going to finish. The Bludgeon Brothers are going to come out here and they're just going to wreck house. But the way they wrecked house, though, was freaking insane. Like, the way they came out, started, like, just bombing people into tables. Sorry, not the tables, into the steps and everything like that. You got Xavier Woods literally shaking and everything like that, selling, like, a back injury. And then what's crazy is, on WWE.com today, they're literally claiming that he's out with an injury right now from that attack. I'm like, okay, you guys are over-committing to this. You must really have something to sell.
Maybe it's just because Xavier was doing all those wonderful quivers.
There it is. That's true. They're just like, we got to run with it.
I thought Xavier... I felt bad for Xavier. I know that wrestling is wrestling, but I was like, oh, man... That's too bad.
True, and I gotta be real. The Bludgeon Brothers, they look like they're stiff. Like, they look like they throw some hard shots. Like, when they go into people and whatnot, it doesn't look like, oh, I'm gonna be safe, bro. Don't worry, we'll live through this. It looks like, oh God, no. It's like, I need to keep this job.
What I find interesting is how slender Luke Harper looks when he takes that stuff off, especially compared to Eric Rowan.
Yeah, but he's built at the same time though. He's slender, but you can tell he's like really athletic, and just like that's all muscle. Like, he looks tough.
And I don't say that to denigrate him in any way. I think he looks badass, and I don't know. I love those guys. Typhoon. What do we got here? T-Wolf, the Typhoon Ranger, says that his match of the week is The Undertaker versus Edge at WrestleMania 24.
Ooh.
And Craig just happened to watch that like an hour ago, he says. So
interesting.
You guys are in sync. I'm really liking it.
Nice. Don't forget, guys, super chat. If you want to get that comment at the top, click that link right there.
Oh, no.
See if we can get up there.
Josh, I don't know if you noticed the Twitch TV link. No, not the Twitch TV. The hashtag link is... the TeePublic is no good.
Ooh,
What?
Thank you, Tony. Hey, is that Tony? Tony Q is who said that. That wouldn't be. Is that?
No, that is Marco, one of our cinematographers.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks for looking out, Tony. Mr. Q. Okay, Rude Master says the beginning at Fastlane in the main event where Cena did the FU
to everybody, and they rolled out the ring. It was pretty cool. Like,
I thought it was stupid.
Wait, really? Why'd you think it was stupid?
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that Saturday Night Live sketch.
Okay.
Where it's a bunch of ninjas. They're getting back together. They just got the shit beat out of them. They're like, what did we do wrong? And one of the head ninjas says, what did we say we were going to do? Attack them all at once. What did we do? One at a time. And that was... Okay, one FU, two FUs. The third guy's like... I think I'm going to do an FU. Attack him! What? And then the fourth guy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. The attitude adjustment. Thank you for PG-ifying that for me, Craig.
See, I can't hate it because the thing about it is, though, is that like two trains of thought go there. One, if we're just standing somewhere and all of a sudden like, we see like homeless man start attitude adjustment, people are like, "Oh my God, what is he doing?" We probably run at him one at a time. We're like, "Oh, he's still going." And then two, one of my favorite wrestling memories of all time, back during the Invasion storyline. Back when
which
the Invasion storyline.
Okay.
Back during the Invasion storyline, during the Attitude Era, it was like transitioning out. Back when it was WCW and ECW versus WWE, they were having a big thing in the ring where everybody's in there just being WWE. They're just getting their butts kicked and everything like that. And then Vince McMahon had gone to Austin like, "We need the old Stone Cold. We need the old Rattlesnake. We need Stone Cold Steve Austin." And literally he like snaps out of it, shows up to the ring, starts beating people with a crowbar. And then at one point, music kicks in. He's walking down the ramp. He's talking. He's cussing. He's Austin. He gets in the ring. Stunner. It was ridiculous with Stunner. About 15 stunners. And to this day, I'm like, that's one of the most amazing fucking things I've ever seen.
Fair enough.
So I can see how it's ridiculous, but at the same time, it makes for some bad A moments.
And Primetime points out that it does make AJ look smart when he kind of starts and then he stops.
Exactly. Because he regularly, "Oh no, I'm the smart ninja."
Okay, that is
the phenomenal ninja, if you will.
That's right. A couple of things we're going to be touching on for the rest of the show. We're going to talk about our favorite heel turn and our favorite Undertaker match. So feel free to spout off on yours, and we'll hopefully get to them. You know, we talk so much, sometimes we miss some what you're saying in there, but I try to get into your comments a lot. I think. Oh yeah, Craig points out that one of the worst things about the invasion angle is
with the Undertaker and DDP.
Tell you what, when DDP showed up and he had that mask on and he had that swagger and he walked in the ring, and I remember me saying, and it was one of the few times where we didn't know who the hell it was.
This is true.
And I said to my buddy Al, I was like, "Who is that?" And Al said, "I don't know, but he's awesome."
Yeah.
And then he took that mask off, and it was a wonderful, exciting moment. And DDP paid the price during that time, as did Kanyon, for being from WCW, which was really shitty.
And what the problem is that DDP is just an amazing wrestler. Like, his story is awesome. The fact that he was just like, came into this business at such late an age, was able to pick it up, charismatic on the mic, picked up the ring habits, and just an awesome worker. Like, he's a guy who's going to do what he has to do for like the good of the company and the good for the people he's wrestling with. So I feel bad that he didn't have as much success in WWE. But I will say this, though, it's a good thing he is in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He deserves it, not only for what he's done in the ring, but, I mean, saving Jake Roberts and Razor Ramon's lives.
Through yoga.
Yeah. I mean, I've never tried it.
I don't know. That might be an episode.
Well, no, that's not true. I did try it once.
Really? How'd it go?
Poorly. It's really exhausting.
You know, we might have to do that for an episode. Where for 5 minutes, we'll try to do the show while doing yoga.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
You'll be there. Don't worry. Producer Josh, get it set up.
We don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You want to do that? I'll tell you, this is back when I was married, a long time ago. And we're so far off the rails. But she took me to a spin class. And I was spinning my little heart out. And I was really tired. And 15 minutes into it, I turned to her and I said, "Hey, so how long is this class?" She's like, "Oh, we got another 45 minutes. Fuck off! Come on!
Did you walk out or did you stay?
I never stopped pedaling. Sometimes it was extremely slow, but I never stopped. Okay, all right, to get us back. So we went over, Josh, I sent you another picture, I don't know if you saw, of Charlotte from Asuka that we'll talk, we'll talk, we'll do it in Smackdown talk. But that was one of my highlights from a really good show that I thought was a really good show was when
Asuka walked out.
Asuka walked out to challenge Charlotte, and especially that. You know what? If you have the show, if you might as well show it now if you have it. Yeah. Just a wonderful. You know, as much as Kevin Dunn does shitty things with the camera shaking and I don't know whose idea it is, but those words up on the screen.
Oh yeah, with the Snapchat and trying to be like all millennial and everything.
But they oftentimes have amazing camera work and amazing shots, and I think that one is, and just walking out. And pointing, and it was really neat.
It was. Like, honestly, it saved a mediocre match for me. Because Charlotte's amazing in the ring. And I said this last time, that Ruby Riott, great on the mic, amazing character. Her ring work needs work, though. Because the thing about this was that when she was going to get Charlotte, I just kind of felt like, I don't just think you're good enough yet to, like, carry this match like this. And granted, Charlotte did, like, keep her in there, and she did, like, hold her own for a couple moments. But when it was said and done, and then Asuka came out, that was the moment for me where I was like, oh, okay, I'm really excited about WrestleMania. I am, like, on board for this.
I'll say I thought Ruby was really good on Sunday.
Really?
I do.
How come?
Because I was engaged.
All right.
I mean, I knew she wasn't going to win. What's that?
So let's hope I got the right picture.
Is it very blue? Yeah, there it is.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, look at that shot. It's beautiful.
That is amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody on Reddit posted that, so I just took it.
That's dope. Her with the belt like that and the mask in the background when she comes out.
And her mouth is open. She's like, God damn it. You know? Shit.
But I feel you though, like Charlotte. Anytime Charlotte wrestles is going to be good. For me, it just didn't hold my engagement enough for me. Like, I was watching that match, I'm like, this is pretty decent, but there were just times I'm like, oh man, I know who's going to win here, but you're not selling me on the fact that Ruby Riott could pull this out. Like, for me, like, what match was it? It was like Rusev versus Shinsuke at the beginning. We all knew that Shinsuke's winning this because he has to go into WrestleMania. And so the thing about it is, so watching that match is like, okay, this is Rusev Day. They have to maintain him looking strong. But as we watch that match with the false counts, with the like Rusev going to the hop job mock, they're like beginning to lock and everything like that. There are times I'm like, okay, I know Shinsuke's going to win, but still, you're pulling me in. Exactly, you're pulling me in. This is an amazing match. If they got Aiden English on the outside who could like interfere at any time, I'm like, dude, and then the finish for that was amazing for me too. The way I had to use 2 Kinshasas on him gave a lot of credibility to how strong Rusev is right now.
And that thrust kick Rusev gave to
yeah.
Phenomenal.
Dude. Well, not phenomenal. Only one man's phenomenal.
Very good.
But very good, though. Very good.
I find it a very interesting choice to have Shinsuke go against Rusev, who, although technically is officially in the books a bad guy, I think we can say. But we're already going to put Shinsuke against AJ, and it's already going to be pretty divided. And then you put him against Rusev, who has got a serious following.
Oh, it's so strong right now. So strong.
And they did what they had to do with English saying that he hated this town, doing the obvious heel stuff. I think Rusev could have come out and smiled and done his pecs with Rusev Day, but I'm sure they told him, hey, you are definitely going to be the bad guy here. And it was a great match.
It was awesome. But the problem with it is that we all know he's supposed to be the bad guy on the books, as you say. But the problem with it is, though, it's just so much fun to cheer for him. Yeah. He's just so good in the ring. In addition to that, though, his personality is amazing. He's actually really funny. Like, I'm hoping that after WrestleMania, they'll just embrace him like, all right, look, you're a face. And we'll just run with it, see what they can do. But Rusev Day is strong, and I think it's going to be here for a while.
Maybe the day after WrestleMania or the 2 days after WrestleMania, maybe Aiden will attack him. Yeah. And then Rusev can crush him and move on to something else. I guess there was talk about, instead of Jinder Mahal, it was going to be Rusev as champ for a while.
Really?
I think there was talk of it, and they obviously changed their mind. But I would absolutely buy Rusev as WWE champion. Oh,
I totally would. Like, he totally deserve it. But I'll be honest with you, what would entertain me more? And I guess we're going to get to there as we get to SmackDown. But the triple threat that's going to be happening probably at WrestleMania of Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. If you took out Jinder Mahal and put Rusev there, I'd be way more invested in that triple threat match.
I agree completely.
Because right now, and we'll get to it later, but we'll hold off.
Did you guys talk about Orton as U.S. champ on Sunday?
We didn't want to.
I mean, it's just...
We did, but...
All right, give him his grand slam, whatever, just so he can, be happy.
I guess. But the fact he came out on SmackDown tonight even said is like, I did something that I've never done before. It's like, what, go to a darker place? What, have the match of a lifetime? I became a Grand Slam champion. Wait, are you actually saying this? Okay. Check. So that's why I guess we did that.
Let's hit Raw. Raw opens with Roman Reigns very upset that Brock Lesnar is not there.
What do you think?
It makes sense. I'm good with the story. I know that Joe and I had this discussion about WWE advertising people they know aren't going to be there. And I think especially for this story, it makes sense. But it's still kind of bullshitty. If people I mean, he's the champ because Vince thinks that he's going to put butts in seats.
Right.
He's advertised for Raw.
Right.
To get people to buy that ticket. And to knowingly do that and not have him show up as storyline, kind of shitty.
I agree. Like, honestly, so when they said he was going to be there next week, and the fact he didn't show up, and then the Roman's like he needs to be ready to wrestle, that was like, I feel like you're gypping the fans right there. Like, if someone watching from TV at home, like, all right, it's just another week, whatever. But if I had bought tickets to go to that show, and then you had made these promises, and then he's not there, I would be legit upset.
Yeah.
Secondly, as far as the storyline goes, because the way it all goes out is Kurt Angle goes out, says blah, 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 we're going to have this match at WrestleMania. Oh, and by the way, Brock Lesnar's not going to be here tonight because he said he has business or he just doesn't want to be here. Like, it was like, okay. And then Roman comes out and it was like, this is crap. He's disrespected you. He's disrespected these fans, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't respect anybody. And then I will say, I did like when Roman was like, no, I'm upset with Vince McMahon. I was like, oh shit, he's about to do this? I'm upset that he disrespected me. He just saw me walk by him in the back and didn't have respect to tell me. And I was like, oh shit, he might start beefing with McMahon. Okay, I'm on board for this. And then he goes back to the back, goes to the gorilla room where they kind of do everything set up at. And I'm like, oh shit, this is really going backstage. And we see Shane and Vince right there. And he gets in McMahon's face. Shane's getting in between them. I'm like, okay, I'm all on board for this. He's about to do it. He's like, all right, come to my office. We'll talk, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, how is it going to go? And then he gets suspended. I'm like, oh, shit, he got suspended. So at that moment, I'm like, okay, what's going to happen tonight? Is Roman's going to start popping up out of nowhere, Superman punching people, spearing people, woo-sign, click, old 9 yards or whatever. I'm like, do it, Roman, do it. Bring back like Stone Cold to Steve Austin like 2018. And then the motherfucker actually went home. And I was like, did he seriously? Did you really actually just accept that? And I gotta be real, that kind of disappointed me. Like, I would have loved that all through that night he had just kept interfering with matches, Superman punching people, spearing people, and all this stuff, and that would have made me start cheering for Roman Reigns. And I feel like they missed an opportunity right there because then he was like, Brock Lesnar will be there next week, which is basically after he suspended him. It would have been better if Roman had done all that stuff and to appease and calm down Roman, he had said, fine. Brock will be here next week. And let's see if you do this then. Or something along those lines. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, this actually worked out in his favor. But I feel like they dropped the ball right there.
There's definitely validity to that. Primetime brings up, what'd you think about Roman saying Brock is Vince's boy? Wonderfully silly because Roman is Vince's boy.
Yeah.
I remember watching them first go back into the gorilla position, and I saw a group of women to the side, and I always meant to go back and look because there was the match, and it was one of Absolution versus, I don't know, who the fuck was it? Another wrestler.
Riot Squad? No, okay.
But if they wanted to take it that step further to try to get us to really believe it, it would have been neat to have the two enemy girls talking, the two women who were going to fight.
Oh, really?
It was just like 2 seconds, like a second and a half as they went past. I thought that would have been really neat.
That would be cool. They were just like talking, playing out the match or whatever and everything like that?
Yeah. But they didn't. But that's fine. Okay, all right. Matt, he said he did something extremely stupid yesterday, Matt did, and he did it twice. He called Brock Lesnar a coward on Twitter and tagged him in the second tweet. Brock doesn't use Twitter.
No.
He has the account. He doesn't use
Brock doesn't give a shit about your tweets.
Not at all. Sorry, buddy. What else? We had Miz TV. We had Miz bring out Balor and Rollins. And it was exactly what it was supposed to be. We have that triple threat at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And it was kind of silly. It was Sonya, very good. It was Sonya versus Sasha. Thank you, TV. And it's kind of... I was all for it. We knew the story was going to be Miz pushing him against the other guys, pushing them against each other, and they were head to head. And I think Miz went too far because he was like, and then he did evil 80s lawyer guy. yes, even
exactly.
That was one step too far, Miz. If you're watching us, next time, keep that out of it.
Yeah.
One thing about the Sonya versus Sasha match, the story there was that Bayley came down in Sasha's corner, and did she help Sasha win, or did she just cut something down?
Yeah, she pretty much was there.
Interference?
Yeah, stopped some interference, was in her corner. Didn't really help her win, but prevented some interference and whatnot.
And then she left. And then they beat the shit out of her, and she didn't come back.
Exactly.
So that's where that is.
So, and that's the reason why I kind of think, I don't know, like, I'm really interested to see how they're going to do this because right now, if they're going to make Sasha heel, it's kind of weird because Bayley's doing all the bad stuff right now. Bayley's being the bad friend, which makes me think that they're probably going to make Bayley the heel, which would probably be good though because I mean, a lot of times you don't make the face of your company or the face of your women's division the heel, and Sasha. She is the face of the women's division right now. She's going on TRL. She's doing all these appearances. Even though she doesn't have the belt, they're shipping her all across the road to go promote their brand. So I don't really see her becoming a heel. But you never know, though. Nikki Bella, for a long time, was a face for the women's division. She was a heel, so.
I think it's got to be Sasha, and I think it has to be like next week.
I hope so. Seriously, I wanted to be Sasha because Sasha makes logical sense to me, and Sasha's an amazing heel. So fingers crossed it's Sasha. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's something with Bayley. And the thing about it is, though, I would also like to see what Bayley's like as a heel if they decide to do something.
I want to see it. I think for me, it's because I'm pissed off that Bayley didn't get over as a good guy. I don't understand. I think there were. I saw a number of things happening. Like, why are they doing that with Bayley? And it's basic shit, but they kind of sabotaged her, and I'm pissed off that it's failed.
Wait, how so? How do you think they sabotaged her?
Well, like there was the Alexa, was it Alexa Bliss where they had like a Extreme Rules match or some shit like that.
Yeah, oh yeah,
she
yeah.
had the chance to use a weapon and she didn't.
Yeah.
And I get that she's too nice to do that, but all the fans wanted her to do it, and she didn't do it, so she failed the fans, and that's a terrible step.
Yeah, and I mean the problem with that too is those that like I agree with you because those are Extreme Rules matches. It's good for the character to get pushed to like that darker place, to that place where they get that ruthless aggression, everything like that. Because John Cena's pulled it off. It doesn't mean you're not nice anymore. It's like, look, I'm serious about this. I'm a serious competitor. I plan to win. I go in there with my plan to win. And so the fact that they like agree with you kind of made her like I don't want to hit you with a kendo stick. It's like, bro, really? Yeah. It just kind of like took away from her credibility as a wrestler. I will also say I agree with you. Well, she should have won the belt at WrestleMania. She won the belt way too early. Yeah. Like, the thing about this is that, like, it's weird because, honestly, I would say whenever you need to book in wrestling, there's a couple places you can go for, like, to copy the storyline. Daniel Bryan and The Rock. You look at Daniel Bryan, his whole storyline of trying to get the belt, constantly being kept out of his reach, constantly being, like, held back by the corporation or, like, the authority of what new figures in charge. Like, it keeps you engaged because you want to cheer for that person. And then when they finally win that belt, that pay-per-view or that big event, it's that much sweeter. So they could do that with Bayley. Or like the Rock situation was actually pretty much the same thing. Keeping the belt out of his reach, pay-per-views after pay-per-views. He has to fight his way through it and everything like that. Go through the McMahon Helmsley era and everything like that just to get to it. And makes it that much sweeter. But with Bayley, they gave it to her so soon. They gave it to her like 2 pay-per-views early.
Yeah. Let's talk about John Cena.
Well, let's take some time for bathroom break.
I gotta tell you, man. I really liked John Cena on Monday. I thought he was great. I've been bitching about that guy for years. But even before because it's not, I don't believe that he's going against the corporate folks and calling out the Undertaker.
Not at all.
And so that's not it. There's something about his presentation, something about pretty much everything he did on Monday night that made me realize if he keeps acting the way he is, I'm not going to be pissed off when he breaks that title record.
I got to give him credit. Like, as much as I joke and like the clown John Cena, that Monday night promo was pretty dang good. And it was fun to watch. Like, from the moment he was getting in there, just like, well, I'm not going, so I guess I'm going as a fan. And he runs to the audience and hangs with the audience and everything like that, sips a guy's beer. And I was like, holy crap. And he's like, this is awesome. And, like, gets the whole crowd to get to it. I'm like, all right. Like, John Cena.
It's funny because you're pointing out the things that I didn't care for as much.
Oh, really?
I was all right with the drinking of the beer, man, but that chanting shit, I'm not.
I was kind of on board with it. He gets in there and was like, well, let's just knock it out now because you won't be able to do it at just the WrestleMania. John Cena sucks. Lil Dodo was like, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. I was like, okay, this is like, he's just having a ball right now in the ring. And then when you go to that whole point where he's like, Mike's still on. That's what he wanted to do. It was neat.
That was good storytelling.
And it was just like, this isn't a pipe bomb, so let me do what I want to do. I want to wrestle Undertaker. And I'm like, all right, okay.
And I think I'm an actor, and I appreciate good acting, and I appreciate good delivery. And the way he delivered the line, I challenge the Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania. I was completely entertained, And fuck it, man. Especially if Taker can go, because I heard he had his surgery.
Yeah.
He's in better shape.
And according to Junior, he's been working on for the past 6 months and everything like that.
I'm sure he has.
And I mean, honestly, last year's match wasn't as great as it could have been because again, we try to put the Hell's Gate and whatnot.
Dude.
Yeah,
it was rough.
And so think about it, am I do I want to see another Undertaker match after all the grandeur of him retiring last year, leaving the gloves and the coat and everything in the ring, all that motion and everything like that, the 11-minute long Undertaker chant on the Raw after? Do I want to see it so soon? Probably not. But at the same time, though, this has the makings of a good match. Undertaker in shape. Undertaker had the surgery, like you said. John Cena cutting amazing promos. And honestly, the thing about it is, though, if there's somebody who I want to see beat Undertaker at WrestleMania, I wouldn't say I would want to see John Cena necessarily, but damn, it's hard to argue if the man hasn't earned it. He's been the company man for the past 15 years. He's been working there day in, day out promoting that brand. He's won championships. He's sold shirts. He's sold merchandise. He's fulfilled Make-A-Wish promises for all these kids. The man's he lives wrestling. He breathes it. So if someone can beat him, I wouldn't mind it being John.
I think Taker should win.
You think so?
Yeah. All primetime, bringing out the classic Dead Man Walking. You've done it now. You're gonna made a big mistake. That was the worst fucking music.
Would you prefer that one? You prefer that one or I am an American badass?
Why are we talking about that piece of shit now? Motherfucking Kid Rock in the WWE Hall of Fame. Just under Trump in terms of fuck this shittedness, in my view. My goodness.
Yeah, he's pretty shitty right now.
Kid Rock ahead of Motorhead, ahead of, I think Andy Kaufman should be in the Hall of Fame, personally.
I agree with you, definitely.
Even in the entertainment section, there's so many people. Cyndi Lauper. Someone was bringing up Cyndi Lauper to me. Absolutely. Roland was good. That was Limp Bizkit, though.
Yeah. Limp Bizkit could be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is one of the few times I don't want Triple H to watch the show.
Muhammad Ali should have been there. Oh, Shaq. Isn't Shaq already in the Hall of Fame?
Shaq should not be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
But
he did some WCW stuff. That's true. Maybe if he would have done that match with Big Show a couple years ago.
Maybe. I think he did do some WWE stuff.
Well, he showed up and they kind of planted the seeds for a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, but they never actually
did. In Orlando. It was going to be in Orlando.
What about Floyd? Money Mayweather.
Fuck that guy.
But he had a match with the Big Show at WrestleMania.
Okay, well, I say fuck that guy because I think he's a bad person. Mm-hmm. Which leads us to the Fabulous Moolah.
Oh.
It's so weird because, we look at wrestling, and wrestling is predetermined. Wrestling is a big show. And especially with the Warrior Award, the Ultimate Warrior is a fucking dick. He was a fucking dick in real life. He did a lot of shitty things. He said a lot of shitty things. But they took that idea of the Ultimate Warrior and they presented it as
the Warrior Award, which,
not ironically, but which wasn't what he wanted. The Warrior wanted that for the people who work back. He said in his speech, the people who work on the crew should
backstage
get the Warrior Award, and they changed it. Thank you, Primetime. And Moolah, I don't even want to say the stuff. So look it up. Find out the terrible things that
Warriors
she did,
done.
That Moolah did.
Wait, what did Moolah do?
Moolah, years ago when she was on top and there were young up and comers, she allegedly pimped out all the new women. She pimped them out. She got them hooked on drugs and under her control.
Holy shit!
Look it up, man.
Damn.
It's bad stuff.
I had no idea, Moolah. Damn.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so maybe I'm not excited for the Moolah Award anymore, or the Moolah Battle Royal.
Oh, yeah. Shawn Michaels was absolutely... Limp Bizkit is Daniel's favorite band. Good heavens. Shawn Michaels was absolutely a dick. And I'm not going to defend him at all. Sorry, Craig.
The problem with it is, though, sadly enough, is a lot of those guys back in the day, a lot of them were dicks. It's hard to find that many genuine good guys. The Andre the Giant, genuine good guy. But there's a lot of guys back in those days who were just kind of dicks and assholes.
I am itching to tell my Shawn Michaels story.
Tell it!
I'm going to need your help. So I was backstage at the Pond.
Okay.
Which is now the Honda Center, always the Pond here. And the show was over, and I got a couple of pictures with a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Primetime's talking. Yeah, it's no good. So we're backstage. I'm waiting for Shawn Michaels with my buddy. And finally the door opens. And Shawn Michaels comes out.
Mm.
Now I want you to be me.
Okay.
And I'm going to be Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
I'm
not going to enjoy this, but
No, you're going to be fine. It's fine. I'm going to be out of camera. It's fine. This is an absolute true story of what happened to me with Shawn Michaels. Okay. When I get right here, I want you to say, "Excuse me, Mr. Michaels." Okay?
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Michaels? Oh, well, there's that. There it is. Okay, never mind.
He said, "Nope."
Damn, that it sounded like him too.
And I sat there and I was like, wow, what a fucking dick. Nope.
It just kept walking.
Damn,
Shawn Michaels.
The main event of Raw featured a tag team battle royal. The tag team that won the tag team battle royal would fight for the tag team championship at Tag Team WrestleMania. I think that was one too many. One too many.
Many tag teams. One too many. But not 5 times too many, but one too many.
The tag team battle royal was won by Braun Strowman, which I enjoyed to a point, but I want the tag team division to mean something.
Sadly so. Like, honestly, when they were doing this, and I was like, oh, they're going to probably have another tag team, like, Battle Royale at WrestleMania. And I was like, oh, well, you never know. Maybe War Machine will premiere, or maybe, the Authors of Pain will show up or something like that, like the leader last year with the Hardys. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But then all of a sudden, Braun Strowman shows up and beats the whole tag team division. Oh, God, I was like, seriously? That just makes the division look so weak.
It's very frustrating.
However, though, I am a little bit interested in this match now. Like, I don't want him to win it, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, well, shit, at least he gets the tag belts on the show. In a way.
That's a very good point. I think I had this idea as I was watching it, and I saw some people had the same idea on Reddit. I think this is how we get Ellsworth back. You need to pick a partner. I'll take anybody.
Oh my God. That would be amazing. And that's his WrestleMania comeback. They play the music. He comes out. A man with 2 hands and a Braun Strowman can't do anything.
And maybe Braun doesn't even tag him in, which would be frustrating to me. But it would be kind of amusing. And then when they finally lose it, it's the one time that Braun tags Ellsworth in.
Which would be awesome. That would be hilarious.
That'd be pretty funny.
That would be dope. I'd be on board for that. I like that idea a lot. Oh, and we don't forget that we have to hit up. So also on last night, we had the Nia Jax breakdown.
That's right.
So Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax goes out, has one of her usual squash matches. I'm an indie person. Oh God, why? Like hits the ground, takes a 3, 1, 2, 3. And then they cut the backstage where Alexa Bliss and Mickie James are talking trash about Nia.
It was almost like we were watching GTV again.
Yeah.
And they were set up to have an interview later,
mm-hmm.
and they say how terrible they think Nia is.
Yeah,
it's
called her Shrek.
So Nia sees this on the screen. She walks back, and when she stormed back, mm-hmm. I thought, well, I heard the crowd. The crowd was on her side.
Yeah.
And then they bolted, and she came in and she started throwing shit and screaming,
and destroying suitcases and everything like that.
And I think that's when the crowd was like, all right, we kind of liked the idea of you being a monster and being pissed off and going for revenge, and now the sad hurt monster
doesn't really work as much. Like if she came back there pissed, I agree with you, because her temper tantrum that she threw in the back wasn't strong enough. That needed to be like aggression. Like if she had taken the suitcase, tossed it at the mirror, destroyed the mirror, like destroyed that dressing room, kind of like they would have Braun Strowman do in a way.
I was just thinking Austin.
Oh, well, sure, Austin too. Yeah. But had they done something like that, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm down on board Nia Jax. But I agree with you. Her temper tantrum was just like that. It was kind of like, why are they bullying me? She needs to come up a little bit stronger, and hopefully they fix that as they go deeper to this feud.
I'm sure they will. But I mean, it started off with a little too much. Oh, she's really hurt.
Oh, poor Nia. Okay. And then so it looks like we know where our match for WrestleMania is going to be: Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, with probably Mickie James interfering ringside.
You know what is not going to happen at WrestleMania?
What
is going to happen next week on Raw?
Ultimate was it deletion?
The ultimate deletion.
The ultimate deletion.
And it's funny because we were talking the last couple of weeks about how I didn't think it should be at WrestleMania, and,
mm-hmm.
and it looks like it was probably never the plan to begin with. But we had Queen Rebecca on screen in the video package. We had Senor Benjamin.
Senor Benjamin is back. I was so excited.
Man, I hope.
Oh my God.
I hope this goes over well. I'm excited
so
for Matt.
Amazing.
It's been years in the making.
But I'm so nervous at the same time though, because I'm worried about, because again, Jeff was cleared to come back like a few weeks ago.
Oh, Jeff.
So I'm worried that if he had some segments that were featured in this, they're going to try to edit maybe around it or whatever. It might throw off the momentum of this. So that does worry me a little bit. So I hope it goes over well. I hope it gets over, because Matt Hardy needs to get over WWE.
They did mention the Lake of Reincarnation by name.
Really?
But they also said, I saw that there was no other WWE talent there. Which is disappointing, because I want to see that. I want to see Brutus Beefcake. Oh my gosh, Matt, you're so right. That was one of my favorite moments. I laughed out loud when it was Kurt, right?
Yeah.
Kurt says, "Hey, ref, listen, I need you to go down for the ultimate deletion." Did I do something wrong? Wonderful.
It was like, no, I trust you. I need you there. I was like, oh, that's going to be good. All right. So Smackdown.
Smackdown. Again, we're going to be talking about your favorite Taker match and your favorite heel turns after Smackdown. What did we have? What was Smackdown? Obviously, AJ talked to Nakamura. Mm-hmm. They had that match he had that match against Rusev.
I got to say, though, before that, though, that promo that AJ cut, we talked about, is like, we didn't expect to see AJ Styles in WWE. You didn't expect to see AJ Styles as your WWE champion. You didn't expect AJ Styles to defend the WWE championship at WrestleMania. And it's like unbelievable, not impossible. I was like, okay, you just sold me, AJ. Like, good Lord, this is inspiring right now. And it was awesome. The crowd started chanting, "You deserve it. You deserve it." But they just like, I earned it. I was like, oh shit, tear. Oh shit, tear. And I got to give
disclosure, like usual, I was driving here, so I missed SmackDown. You did catch it.
Yeah, so it was amazing. It was an awesome promo, and props to AJ, because like I gotta say, he did earn it. Like he earned to get where he is. He is phenomenal. He is like one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in the world. So shout out to him. I'm happy for him. I can't wait to see how this opportunity goes. And then he had that cool little promo with Shinsuke. Shinsuke's like, "I want to beat you at WrestleMania." It wasn't terrible. It's one of the better Shinsuke promos, because his English isn't that good yet, but this is one of the better ones. And then had AJ had that nice match against Rusev, which, like we talked about earlier with the pay-per-view, crowd was split. It was AJ Styles versus Rusev Day, all down throughout the match. And it still was a fun, good match, too.
Yeah. They're not going to put AJ and Shinsuke last, are they?
I hope not. I don't think so.
No. I mean, you hope they do,
I'm sorry,
right?
I'm rephrasing that. Yeah, I'm sorry to say. I wish they would, but I don't think it is. I think we all know that Brock Lesnar and Roman will be last.
I mean, it's got to end in boos.
It's really going to end in boos.
WrestleMania end in cheers and with people standing on their feet applauding everything? I would think that they would.
You think they would, but no. But we got to see. We'll see how this turns out, though, because apparently, like again, the booking, like Vince McMahon said, it will happen. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, but at the same time, though, there's still that steroid case out there against Roman, so that could affect this. And then Brock Lesnar is thinking about going back to UFC, so I mean that could affect it, because last time.
Hell, when Vince said the Octagon,
yeah,
like Vince said the Octagon on WWE TV, yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, so it's kind of nuts what's happening right now. So we interested to see how this all plays out.
The Bludgeon Brothers, as we mentioned before, beat the shit out of a bunch of tag teams, and so they fought the scraps from the tag teams that were left over. I thought it was very amusing that they fought Big E of the New Day and Jimmy Uso.
Which was actually a good match too. Like I like the way it opened up, because Jimmy goes down to the ring, Big E comes out, and there's no promo. There's none of that. Oh, none of it's gone. He just comes out to the ring. He's upset, drops his jacket like midway, gets to the ring. They're ready for a fight. And then the Bludgeon Brothers come out. They walk down the ramp. They set their hammers down. They're getting ready to take off their gear. And when they start taking off their gear, they get jumped. Jimmy and Big E start just wailing on them. You're like, okay, all right, this is a tough fight. And then one of the best moments I've seen. They get out, they get into the ring, they call them to the ring. The Bludgeon Brothers get ready to go to the ring, but before they get in, Jimmy and Big E run out and they get a couple chairs. They're slamming the chairs on the ground like, let's go. And you're like, holy crap, like they're going to hold them off. Like, is this going to happen? Then the Bludgeon Brothers, I'm like, are they going to back down? Like, what are they going to do? They go just pick up their hammers. They pick up their hammers. They get in the ring. It looks like a standoff. I'm like, okay, I literally don't know what's going to happen right now. Like, is Shane McMahon going to come out, just like make the match for WrestleMania? Are they going to stop this before it gets out of control? No, they get in. They have a war of hammers versus chairs, which the Bludgeon Brothers win. I'm just like, what? Bam! Bam! Your cheers don't matter. And then all of a sudden, they cut to commercial. They come back, and we got the match. And the match was really fun. It was entertaining. The Bludgeon Brothers, they finished what they had to do. They finished their destruction. They finished off Big E and Jimmy, but I gotta say, like, they kind of got over in my eyes. Like, these guys, like, sold themselves to being, like, so destructive now because no more squash matches. And I'm actually looking forward to see what they're going to potentially do with their WrestleMania match, which will probably be a 3-way.
Back to Fastlane and that tag team match. That was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I don't know if it was fed to Byron Saxton, but there was that moment where the Usos were doing the stomp in the corner, stomp, 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 tag, stomp, stomp, stomp. Mm-hmm. And Byron was like, hey, they're doing that thing that the New Day does. And they're basically like, shut the fuck up, Byron. But then the whole match was that. That was the story of the whole match.
Yeah, they were just doing each other's moves and doing it well. When the New Day tried to do like the frog splash and everything like that, and then the Usos did the Midnight Express, I was like, wow, okay, this is really good. But then when the Bludgeon Brothers, again, it was a fun match. And again, even though I said I knew earlier that the Bludgeon Brothers were definitely going to come out, when they came out, the way they leveled the playing field was crazy. Like when they do that thing where they slam, I think it was Kofi, like, yeah, it was I can't remember, it might have been the Usos. Yeah, they threw one of the Usos on the ground, and then what do? They throw the other Uso on top of them, and then at that point, Luke Harper smacks him.
Oh yeah, they smash each other,
and then put him on top of him, which is like, holy crap!
Oh man, I was just gonna say I'm all in on those guys, which reminds me, tell you what, one more thing about SmackDown. We only got 8 minutes left. One more thing about SmackDown was the main event, the last promo.
Shane McMahon goes out and he makes the match for WrestleMania, saying that it will be Sami Zayn. It'll be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, and then he says Daniel Bryan will be back next week, so Daniel Bryan's not there tonight, and says he will be stepping down, I guess, as commissioner. He's like won't be there for a few weeks or whatever.
Probably because I interfered in the match last night, so be it.
And then what ends up happening is Kevin Owens comes out, Sami Zayn comes out. They have some words, say some things.
They acted like they were going to fight each other, right?
Exactly.
And then beat the shit out of Shane.
And then they beat the shit out of Shane. Like, they beat the shit out of Shane. He got the hell of a kick, boom, right into the corner, boom, pop-up powerbomb. Then at that point, they get him outside, still wailing to him. They put the chair around his neck, ram him to the guardrail, and then at that point, take him to the back and pop-up powerbomb onto like I guess it's like the elevator, like one of those razors, and it just and then the way Shane showed it with his breathing in the back, like you just like, okay, all right, this is serious, this is crazy. So
love it.
Yeah, so it was some really great storytelling. So I was not excited for the Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens match, but now with this, I'm like, okay, there will be an element with Shane with this at WrestleMania. I actually looking forward to see what it's going to be now.
Okay, let's finally address what's currently on our green screen. My favorite Undertaker match of all time is against CM Punk at WrestleMania, what was it, 28, 29? I don't remember. 29, yeah, 29. So it was so great in itself, and then with Paul Bearer passing away,
oh yeah,
with Paul E coming out dressed as Paul Bearer, forget about it. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, it was 29. And the match itself, just so great. And that was one of those matches that I watch WrestleMania generally with a group of not wrestling fans, but they do it because it's WrestleMania. And everybody was enthralled. We're getting to it, definitely getting to it prime time. So that's mine. That's CM Punk versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 29.
Mine is it's going to be a lot of people's. I know it's like the cliche answer, but honestly, it's Street versus Career. That match was amazing. With Shawn Michaels trying to redeem himself, trying to like a second time, and then the finish of that match when he like stands up, smacks him, was like, finish it. I'm just like, damn. It's just like one of those emotional moments, like kind of like with Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, with the how I love you aspect of it, everything like that. It was just an emotional match to see them all go out, to see them put their bodies on the line, to see the Undertaker still like fly off the apron and do all these amazing things. Oh, it was just such a good emotional match, and the ending was sad, and it was like it brought you in.
Yeah, that was one of those matches when they put in that stipulation that that if Shawn loses, he has to retire. That told me I was pissed off because Shawn's not retiring. So now I know who's winning. Shawn Michaels going to break. He shouldn't break the streak. I was really angry, and of course I was wrong.
Yeah, a lot of us are wrong. When nobody's expecting, like, oh, he's definitely going to win. It's like, wait, what? Shawn's not coming back?
Both of those, yeah. It was like, what? And I wasn't emotionally prepared because I didn't believe it was going to happen. These are good ones. Craig points out the triple threat match with Kurt Angle and The Rock at Vengeance 2002.
Ooh, good one.
And Kurt versus Taker. Primetime says Kurt versus Taker at No Way Out. I really liked, because I think there was initially a time when Kurt came out where he played the chicken shit heel.
Yeah.
And then there was a time. Then at some point when he went against Taker, he was like, "No, fuck this. Let's go, Taker."
He became the wrestling machine, Kurt Angle, who was like one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Awesome.
And he just ran it. And I remember because he won in No Way Out, right?
I don't recall.
I think he won in No Way Out, and he actually beat the Undertaker. And that was one of the crazy things about it too. And that match was insane, from like moonsaults to like jumping off stuff. That was it was a great match.
I think that Highway to Hell match that Primetime liked a lot is, I think it's Austin that was legitimately knocked out. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that? I think something where Taker brought his head up like that, and I've heard them talk about it. I heard Austin talk about it, how he was legitimately knocked out.
Oh, sweet.
Favorite heel turn? What do you got?
All right, so not a lot of people like this heel turn. Like, a lot of people don't like it because it didn't go over well that night, but I love the aftermath the following night. So my favorite heel turn was when Steve Austin at WrestleMania 17 went heel on The Rock. Now, the reason why is because that night he starts like cheating to beat The Rock, so he starts hitting with the chair. McMahon comes out. He pretty much, JR sells, he's like, oh, he sold his soul to the devil and blah, blah, blah. Really oversells it. Even though they're in Texas and the crowd doesn't really get what's going on, so they're still cheering for Austin, the way he had to beat The Rock with the chair like several times, try to pin him 3 times, turned the heel, beat The Rock, but still made The Rock look hella strong. As he goes out the field, the Scorpion King, go do his whole movie thing. But my favorite part of that heel turn was what happened the following night. He goes to Raw. It's him and Triple H, and they're like, "Hey, let's just run the WWE real quick." So they go and they win the Intercontinental Championship, and it's like, "Hey, you want to be tag team champions? Yeah, let's go get the tag team championships." And then they go and win it. All of a sudden, you're like, "Holy shit! They have all the belts!" And it was like one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in wrestling. It had some of the most potential, but sadly enough, Hunter got hurt the following week, or I think it was that night, and that's when he had to leave and whatnot. And the coolest thing about that, too, is that that's when they're really grooming and building up their next stars, because Stone Cold and Triple H were about the feud with Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho, and I was going to raise those guys' star status to the next level. So that feud and that potential there for that storyline has so much potential. It's just sad that one injury kind of like messed it up.
What's interesting about that is I think if I were to watch that now, as a 43-year-old guy who'd watched wrestling for X amount of years, I might have been pissed off that they had so much power.
Really?
Well, just because, like, what if Roman did that now? What if Roman and Cena won the World, Intercontinental, and Tag Team titles? I would be so pissed off.
But see, at the same time, though, I like it because then it unites the rest of the locker room to take them down. It's like, wait, who can beat Roman and Cena when they're together? And at that point, that's when you have some up-and-comers who get a chance to shine.
But I know that me and 85% of the internet would be like, this is fucking bullshit.
But here's the thing, though. If they did it as heels, I'd be fine with it, because that's the key thing, too, though. If they did it as heels, because I'm okay booing them because I don't like this shit, but then at the same time, though, I get to see somebody come and beat them potentially, that's what I'm looking forward to. And whoever that babyface is could potentially get them super over.
We're really tight on time here. Primetime brings up, of course, Hogan's NWO joining. T-Wolf, of course, CM Punk's heel turn when CM Punk came out dressed as Jeff Hardy with the face paint and was doing the clap and he was doing the music and shit. Oh, and the kids, they were so sad. My favorite heel turn, this is from Clash of Champions 7, and I know that Luger doesn't. I don't think Luger gets the respect he deserves.
Oh, Luger's amazing.
I think he should be in the Hall of Fame, and a lot of people shit on that idea. But there, when Ricky the Dragon Steamboat had just beaten Terry Funk, and Terry Funk was beating him up, and Luger came out with a chair, and everybody was like, "Oh no! Here comes Luger to save the day!" And he did. He ran Terry Funk, and he got on the mic, and he was like, "A lot of people say that I've got an attitude problem, and I don't think I have an attitude problem. I have a lot of pride. Come on, Ricky, let's go." And he helps Ricky up. You got that picture?
I think so.
He lifts Ricky up. "Come on, Ricky, let's go," and clotheslines the shit out of him. And it was just like the biggest dickish thing you could do, because Ricky Steamboat, the ultimate good guy, just dead, limp, lifeless after this huge match, and Luger just fucking unnecessarily clotheslines the shit out of him.
That's good. That's badass right there.
So that's mine.
That's a good one. Like you said, Lex Luger is awesome. Like, some point we need to talk about it because I love, like, we need to talk about storylines that never happened that we wish did. Like, how I wish the power trip had actually happened to see this full fruition. I love the whole Lex Luger Sting storyline that was happening. Oh, here we go. There it is. Just like, bam. Because there's this whole storyline where Lex Luger and Sting were friends. But as you know, Lex Luger was always kind of going to, like, the dark side. But whenever Sting came out, they were, like, always get best buddies.
Yeah. Did you? There was one. I think it was like a WCW Saturday Night where Luger was evil, Sting was good. They were a tag team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and Sting's walking ahead.
Yeah, and they're going in, and Luger's just like, but then every time he turns around, he's like, yeah.
And he'd be clapping the hands.
And then as soon as he turns around, he's like,
we are brothers.
Yes,
I love that so much. And
I want to see how that would have gone.
That.
I would love to see how that was going to turn out because that was leading somewhere amazing. And the way Luger was selling it and those small bits right there was just like genius. It was beautiful.
So Craig Anderson talks about Chris Jericho turning heel on Shawn Michaels in 2008. That was great. Primetime is Batista's turn on Rey Mysterio. You're supposed to be my friend. It was good stuff. We need to get out of here. We heavily encourage you to head over to our Twitch channel.
Go check out that Overwatch show.
I'm Kevin Kittredge at Kevin Kittredge on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Johnny Parker at JohnnyP313 on Instagram and on Twitter. Come give me a follow. Come hang out. Let's talk.
That's it for this week. We'll call it in the ring next week. Thank you so much for coming again.
Sweet. Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.